There's nothing more American than apple pie and barbecue, and these apple pie party ribs are going to be a hit at your next cookout. You're going to start with a rack of baby backs. Now, I'm typically a membrane remover, but this one was all jacked up, and I have the patience of a toddler, so I said forget it. You're going to grab a knife and chop the rack up into individual little party ribs. Toss them into a bowl or a prep tub, then grab some mustard, throw it down as a binder, give them a mix, and hit them with your favorite pork rub. I'm going honey chipotle, but you can just use what you got. Now, aside from saving time, the whole point of party ribs is to get a little bark in every bite, so be generous with that rub. Then fire up the smoker to 275 degrees and get your ribs on. If you got a top rack, then use it. If you don't sweat it. Now get yourself a can of apple pie filling. You're going to dump it out and use a knife to give it a rough chop, then set it aside. After about an hour and a half, that bark should be barking and your ribs are ready to wrap. You're going to toss them in a pan, throw down a few pats of butter all over the top, then sprinkle on a bit of brown sugar and a little more of that barbecue rub. Then grab that chopped up apple pie filling and dump it on top. Now, it looks a little funky at this point, but just go with it. You're going to cover it in foil, pop them back on the smoker to braise for about an hour, then pull it off and give them a good mix. You're going to pop the pan back on the smoker uncovered for another 30 minutes or so, or until the ribs are cooked the way you like them. Plate them up, pour the apples from the pan on top, and boom, apple pie party ribs. Sounds crazy, tastes amazing. Okay, bye.